everybody, welcome back. My name is Cassie. I am the Evil Secret Ninja, and I talk about books and review books on my channel. And today I'm going to talk about some fantasy series and books that I plan to pick up in 2022. So some of these are series, some of these are series that I've read some of them are series that I have all of them, and some of them I don't have them all, but they're definitely ones that I hope to either pick up or continue in 2022. So the first series that I hope to pick up next year is the Faithful and the Fallen series by Gwynne, and I haven't read anything by Gwynne yet, and I have the whole Faithful and the Fallen series, so I really want to pick it up and see what it's all about. And I know this has like some common tropes, but I've heard that they're a little bit different the way that he does them in here, so I'm excited to see. The next series that I hope to pick up next year is the Shadow Dance series by David Dalglish. And it starts with A Dance of Cloaks. And I know this is like about an assassin, and I guess he's like the lead assassin in the city. I have all the books. I only have the first one as a physical book. The rest of them I have as ebooks. But I would like to read into that next year. The next fantasy series that I'm hoping to pick up next year is the Wonnowing Flame Trilogy by Jen Williams. And this is a fantasy trilogy, and I've just heard that this is a very underrated fantasy series, so it sounded interesting. I have all three of them, and I'm gonna pick it up next year. The next series that I hope to get into a little bit next year is the Discworld series by Terry Prachet. I haven't read any of them yet. I own some of them, but it's like a 40-book series, so I don't own all of them. And I'm gonna start at the beginning. I'm gonna start with Color of Magic. So yeah, I'm going to start at the beginning. I'm not going to start with guards or anything like that. I'm just going to start at the beginning and see where I get. So the last one that I'm going to start that I haven't read any of them by is The Lotlands by Jonathan French. And this is, the series starts with The Grey Bastards. And there's 3 in the series, and I have the first 2. I've heard that it's a great read and that it's a great fantasy series, that it's got a lot of crudeness and cursing in it. Not that that would turn me off from reading it. Definitely just turn me off from reading it with my kids. So those are all the series that I haven't picked up yet, or authors that I haven't picked up yet, and the ones that I'm going to start at the beginning and see how far I get through them next year. These next ones are ones that I have started and I'm planning to continue next year. So the first one would be the Malazan Book of the Fallen, and I'm kind of rereading the first 3, and then I'll be picking up the next ones to see how this one goes. This one's just like got a little bit overwhelming for me this year, but I certainly want to get to it. Even if I don't finish it next year, I'll be working through it. The next one that I'm hoping to get to next year is the books in the First Law world, and this is The Age of Madness by Joe Abercrombie. It starts with A Little Hatred, and I've read First Law Trilogy, the 3 standalones. Now I'm moving on to The Age of Madness. The next series that I'm hoping to continue is the Gentleman Bastard series by Scotte Lynch. The first one was Lies of Lochlamore, and I really enjoyed it. I read it earlier this year, and I just haven't picked up the second one yet. I own the second one, but I don't know the third one. The next series that I hope to continue is A Pattern of Shadow and Light by Melissa McPhail, and the first one was Sephiril's Hand, and that was like a constellation in the world that could preach for doom, or it could be that it's like lucky for you. And like I read the first one, really liked it, and I have the next 3 or 4 in the series. I don't have quite all of them, but I am hoping to get through those and work on that series as well. Okay, and then the last series, or this is more like an author that I'm going to be continuing with, and that will be Robin Hobb. I'm working through the Elderling, the Realm of the Elderling, and I should be on finishing the Life of Traders trilogy, and then picking up the next one. I have the next trilogy, the Tawny Man trilogy, and so I will be continuing with Robin Hobb next year because I've really enjoyed her writing, and I'm excited to get to some more. Those are all the fantasy series that I'm planning to read next year, or get to hopefully finish up as much as I can. Obviously, I do intend to pick up Brandon Sanderson's 4th book in the Mistborn Cycle, the Wax and Wane series, and I'm sure that there will be more fantasy books that are coming out that I'm hoping to get to. But then I have a couple of alternates. Like if I run out of all of those and still need more fantasy to read, I will pick up the Renshi Trilogy by Micky, zuclar, Reichert. There's a trilogy. I have the whole trilogy. Now this has something to do with like wizards and then warriors. And I'm not sure if they're fighting against each other, but I'll see. And then the last one, and again, this is just an alternative if I get around to it because I just happen to have the trilogy, would be the Tomoli by Devid Eddings. And this is another bit older one. And this one looks kind of like an adventure. There's a queen and her entourage, and they're headed to some land to escape trolls or something like that. Okay. So again, this one's on my maybe to read list. Now I have a feeling that I will probably read more fantasy than that. 2022 ends up anything like 2020 or 2021. I'll probably be reading a lot more than just those. But those are the ones that I really want to get to next year. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Please subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.